Good afternoon, everyone. You again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our virtual, we would say virtual open day brought to you by the Department of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management. Um, we see three potential graduate students, so we welcome you, and we hope that today will be a productive and informative session or event for you. At this point, to formally open our event, so I would like to turn you over to the Dean of the College of Home Economics, who is also a faculty of the department, Dean Shirley V. Guevara, for her opening remarks. Over to you, Dean.
Thank you, Professor Tumanan. Our Department Chair, Assistant Professor Lilibeth Bailosis, my esteemed colleagues at the Department of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management, our staff, and last but not the least, our attendees to this activity. Good evening. Welcome to the first virtual MHRIM Open House. This activity aims to reach out to you, our potential graduate students of the Master of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management program of the College of Home Economics. This is your opportunity to know our department, our faculty, and more importantly, our MHRIM program. Our program is one of the first to be offered in the country. And at one time, it was adjudged as one of the best programs in leisure and food service in Asia. And that was in early 1990s. So we hope that you will consider UP, CHE, and our program in your journey to your postgraduate studies. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Dean Shirley,
Welcome.
for your opening remarks, and I'm sure our our guest, no, the three potential. If I may just acknowledge them. No? We have I see Mia, Marie Joanne, and Carlene. So again, welcome to our open day. I'm sure you're very eager to know more about the program. So at this point, I would like to call on the department chair of Assistant Professor Lilibeth Bailosis, who shall be talking about the process of admission and the MHRIM curriculum. Beth?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending this open house. Let me share my screen. Let me share my presentation. Okay, allow me to share it. So what is MHRIM? Again, take two. Let me walk you over to the Master of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management. This program is to groom graduates in the managerial position and the academe. It aims to develop the knowledge and skills that will equip them to compete in a very competitive hospitality industry, the hotel, restaurant, and related institution, to put those who want to put their own business or to provide foundation for the pursuit of a degree at an academic institution. Next slide, please. The MHRIM is a 2-year program course that aims to develop students in business knowledge, management, and research and skills in the hospitality industry, or the HRRI. The curriculum is composed of the core courses, electives, special topics, and seminar courses and theses. Next slide, please. The program recognizes that a full range of skills and knowledge are vital for significant contributions in the various segments of the hospitality industry, or HRRI. So thus the core courses are on the areas of the following: systems management in HRRI, organizational behavior, operations management, marketing management, facilities design system, management control system, strategic management. So those are the core courses. MHRIM consider diversified interests of students. So there are 2 courses of electives. These 2 electives are any of the 200 level courses from College of Home Economics. It could be those electives could come from the Asian Institute of Tourism, from the Virata School of Business, College of Education, College of the Social Science and Philosophy, School of Labor and Industrial Relation, School of Urban and Regional Planning, and the Technology of Management Center. Next is to be grounded with home economics as a discipline. There are 2 home economics courses. These courses are taken by other CHE graduate students as well. Well, as a preparation for thesis, a special topic course is taken. Now, for the MHRIM to be honed, to be proficient in research, next slide please, part of the curriculum are the graduate statistics, research methods, thesis, and the thesis as the capstone. So, next slide please. So if you are a professional in the hospitality industry, in the supervisory or managerial position, if you are in the academe or plan to be in the academe or an entrepreneur, then I think MHRIM is for you. Now, I'm sure this is the reason why you attended this virtual open house, quote unquote, no? So this is the process flow for admission. The application period, as highlighted in our PubMats, is from April 15 to May 31, 2024. Of course, to apply, you need to fill up the application form. We have the CHEG Form 1. Then, of course, there are requirements to be submitted, among which are the TOR or the transcript of records. So what's the grade? For non-UP, the average should be 2 or better. For UP graduates, it's 2.5 or better. Then, of course, you have to have recommendation letters, 2 to 3 recommendations letters. Then you pay the application fee. The complete line of the things to be submitted, I will discuss it in the next slide. But first, after submitting all the documents, the document review will be from June 1 to June 17. After which, after the review of the documents, we will have the interview. We'll call those applicants who were able to comply with the requirements. There will be an interview, then they will be asked to come up with an essay. This will be scheduled by the 4th week of June. The interview is a panel interview, and the essay is at the same day with the interview. Then those who pass the interview, the preliminary interview, they will be asked to take an exam. It's a half-day exam, and it will be scheduled on July 2024. Then those who are accepted will be, they will send a letter to all the applicants by July 24. And those accepted can process the enrollment starting July 25 to August 24, this year. So after that, it's welcome to UP. You are now accepted to UP MHRIM for the academic year 2024-2025. Now, let's go to the detailed list of the things to be submitted. So the things to be submitted, so you can download it in our website, but just to run it down also, you have the duly accomplished CHE Form 1, a letter of intent with personal statement, then official transcript of records, PSA birth certificate, PSA marriage certificate for married applicants, of course, the graduation fee, proof of payment, which is 400 pesos for Filipino citizen and $25 for non-Filipinos. Then if a certified true copy of English translation of diploma, then certification from school that English is their medium of instruction. This is for foreign applicants only or foreign nationals. Then international English language testing system or IELTS. Of course, for more information, you can visit our website, phrim.che.up.edu.ph, admissions, or email us at phrim.updiliman@up.edu.ph. All the, next slide please, all the application should be submitted to the Office of the Graduate Studies of CHE. No, or you can email them also at ogsche.up.edu at up.edu.ph. You may also visit the website of the Office of the College Secretary. So that's the Facebook page. Or you can for the CHE graduate programs, all the applications for the CHE graduate programs will be accepted in our Office of the Graduate Studies, or all the announcement also for all the graduate courses for CHE is posted at the CHE College Secretary.UP-Diliman website. Okay, so should you have further questions, you can just email us, and I hope that you want to make a difference. If you want to make a difference, enroll with us, Master of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management. Again, thank you very much for your interest to our program. So these are the relevant fees. If you want, the tuition fee, that's 2,500 per unit. Then these are the other things. Thank you, Ms. Lar. We can move on to the next part of our program.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Chair. I'm sure it's not easy to remember all the details provided by the chair or Ma'am Beth. So what we will do is we will upload this recording, the Zoom recording, to YouTube. So our guests can watch it at their convenience and perhaps share it even to your friends who may want to be here, but then maybe for some good reasons they're not able to make it. So moving on, at this point, I'm sure you're very eager to learn what kind of faculty members we have in the department, right? So at this point, I would like to turn you over to Associate Professor Mary Delia Toma Cruz to afford us with that information. Over to you, Delia.
Thank you, Dr. Tumanan. Good afternoon to all. Based from experience, I'm sure most, if not all of you, look at the university reputation as the foremost factor in your choice of a graduate school. Then you look at the program that the department offers, and together with that, the academic rigors of its curriculum. But you know that equally important in the choice of a graduate school are its faculty members. Of course, there are other considerations like how well the department fits in your goals, the culture of the department, even the social climate and financial support system they provide. But for now, let's focus on the faculty members. All faculty members of the University of the Philippines adhere to the purposes of UP as the national university. And the faculty members of the DHRIM, more so with the graduate faculty, are the epitome of a true academic leader. First, we lead in setting the academic standard for teaching and research in the field of hospitality management. No wonder other universities in the country benchmark with our curriculum in crafting or revising their program. And it is not only our curricular program, but even how we handle our courses. DHRIM prides to be at the forefront of course packs for hospitality management courses. Thanks to the industry experience of our dream faculty, our course packs and the handling of HRIM courses are enriched and fortified, bridging the gap between theory and practice. Second, as a graduate university, we are the provider of advanced studies for faculty members in private and other state colleges and universities. Third, in terms of research, DHRIM faculty members boast of multidisciplinary and collaborative researches that are presented in international conferences and that are well cited and published in leading international and national journals. We even have the venue for disseminating researches done not only by our faculty members, our reps, and our students, but also the researches done by faculty members and students from other universities. I am speaking of the well-attended Philippine Research Conference on Tourism and Hospitality, or PRCTH, which we jointly organize annually with the faculty members from the Asian Institute of Tourism. Fourth, DHRIM faculty members likewise engage in public service, whether scholarly, as in the review of articles in a book or journal, or technical assistance, the provision of technical assistance to government as a member of technical working groups, or as resource persons or consultants in the private sector or the community. And last but not the least, in conformity with UP's mandate as a global university, DHRIM faculty members have either acquired advanced education or served as visiting professor in universities in other countries and or have worked with international organizations. We could also continue to network and collaborate with international universities and organizations in our effort to constantly improve our profession. At this point, may I now introduce the Dream graduate faculty members led by the Dean of our college, Dr. Shirley Guevara, although I think she will be in her class, she's in her class, so apologies, but you already know her, most of you know her. Then we have our Dream Department Chair, Assistant Professor Lilibeth Bailosis, Assistant Professor Raymond Gerard Guerrero, Dr. Jennifer Loverio, Dr. Mary Ann Tumanan, and yours truly. Joining our regular faculty members is our professorial lecturer of outstanding prominence, Mr. Vladimir Reyes. You can visit the Dream website to view the profile of our faculty members. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Toma Cruz. So more or less, our three guests have an idea of what kind of faculty we have in the department, and our profile is very much driven by our trifold role as a faculty of the National University. So at this point, we will proceed to which we will call testimonies. So we have invited MHRIM graduates and one MHRIM candidate. So in brief, I will just introduce them to you, but later on, they will of course introduce themselves to you in a more detailed manner. So at this point, I'd like to begin with Maria Asuncion. Maybe you can turn on your video na, no? Maria, to be recognized. Maria Asuncion Miralles Hije, or as we call Allison. Allison is an assistant professor from our department, the Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management. She brought in the department her vast experience, industry experience at the F&B department of Mandarin Oriental, Manila. We also have on board Chef Criselda or Chef Dang Young, who has been a lecturer at UP DHRIM, again, one of our very own faculty, lecturer rather, and I think she also teaches at the Ateneo de Manila University and handling courses, including leadership and strategy and other F&B related subjects. Chef Dan is currently pursuing her doctorate in Tri-College Philippine Studies at UP Diliman. But of course, last but definitely not the least, we have Lori Valderrama Cardeno. Lori is an MHRIM candidate, and she's currently the Director of Business Development at Joy Nostalgia Hotel and Suites Manila, managed by Accord. So there you have our three guests as well who will share their experiences, their journey with us. And I'd like to begin with Assistant Professor Hije. Allison, are you ready? Okay, then
Hi, ma'am. Yes.
the screen is yours. Thank you.
Hang on. I am looking for my there. Okay. Are you wait, wrong window. Sorry. Tama ba? Am I sharing the right screen with you? Hang on, let me just check. There you go. May I ask if I'm audible enough and if you can see my presentation?
Yes, you're audible, Allison, but what we see on screen is your PowerPoint, but there's this box that reads audience window.
Okay. Let me fix that. There you go.
All good now. All good now. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. So hello to our three potential master students or master student applicants. So I'd like to share with you I call it my MHRIM journey. So, and I have tagged it as one hell of a ride because truly it is one hell of a ride. So let me introduce myself first. I was a graduate of BS Hotel and Restaurant Administration, also here from UP. And right after graduation, I worked at the Mandarin Oriental Manila. I stayed there. At first, I was with the F&B, the Food and Beverage Department, admin. But eventually, I transferred to the hot kitchen. Actually, before the hot kitchen, I was at the club floor kitchen, and then I transferred to the main kitchen. So I was actually with the culinary team of the Mandarin Oriental. I stayed there for around 6 to 7 years. In the middle of that, I also moonlighted, if sorry to use that term, in UVA. It was a restaurant that Chef Fernando Aracama opened back in, I think that was in 1998, but then eventually it closed. And then I left the Mandarin Oriental in 2001 because of calls of motherhood. And then in the middle of raising my children, I joined the faculty of the College of Mary Immaculate. It's a community college in Bulacan, but I did not really stay there for a long time. I was a lecturer there. And I did not stay there for long because my kids were still growing then. But again, in the middle of that break from industry, I thought about reinventing myself. I took up I applied here at the College of Music. I took up Bachelor of Music in Musicology. But in the middle of that, I was called back to my home institution, which is the College of Home Economics in the Department of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management. I was given the chance to be a part of the faculty. And so I joined the department in 2015 as an instructor. And as I started teaching as an instructor, I took up Master of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management. Not just to fulfill the requirement of a faculty member having a master's degree, but also it was like a homecoming for me, because I went back to my my first love, or my first passion, which is working in the hospitality industry. So that's in brief, that's my that's my background. So when I started teaching, so I started to think about taking up my master's. So I had to let go of reinventing myself, and I had to go back to who I really am. So I considered taking up MA Anthropology, because I was into food and culture. So, and also when I was in the College of Music, my research path back then was also food and music. But then it's not really aligned with the department's thrust. I also considered taking up an MBA, Master's in Business Administration. Eventually, I decided to go vertical, which is why I decided to enroll in the Master of Hotel, Restaurant, and Institution Management with the department. And enrolling in this program, I did not have any I wasn't sorry that I did so, because in 2016, that was when I started my MHRIM journey. It opened doors for me. Of course, I was mentored by seasoned professors, seasoned industry practitioners who are so much open to sharing everything that they learned from the industry, and putting this or at least putting this in the context of the theories that are learned in the academe. So I wasn't sorry that I did enroll in the MHRIM program. I was actually very happy. And if you can see this slide, this is like the progression of my master's journey. So it took me quite some time to finish. I started in 2016, and then I progressed quite slowly, because of course I was teaching also. I did not stop teaching. I was teaching and I was also studying at the same time. So 2017, my second year in the program, it was filled with field work. It was every subject had its share of immersing you in the industry. And then of course 2018, I started to write, or I started to think about my thesis. And so it was during this time when syempre, I was already on my second year, so it was quite I must admit, taxing, but I told myself I have to move forward. I have to push lang siya. I just have to push myself more. And so I started my research on the tamales of Pampanga. during this time in 2018 until I reached my thesis stage in 2020. That was in January 2020 when I decided to go on study leave to really concentrate on finishing my thesis. So after how many years was that? 17, 18, 19, 20. I defended my thesis in 2021. So that was 5 years after I started in the program. But going up that stage to be, to be called an MHRIM graduate was fulfilling. And I had so much, I have to say that I have so much gratitude with my colleagues, my professors, my mentors in the program, because they were so supportive. And they were so encouraging as well. Even during those times when it was already quite, tough. It was quite, I was already questioning, why am I doing this? But then my colleagues and my mentors, my professors, all encouraged me to go on and to finish it and to achieve this MHRIM Sablay. So let me just show you some pictures, because I said, but it was field work galore. It was there was a lot of immersion, in the industry. And so this taking up a MHRIM here in UP introduced me to a lot of people and to different experiences. So I was able to connect with different business owners. And this picture, this is a picture of our field work with Mr. Puruganan. He's the owner of Tamarind and Chatuchak. These are restaurants. I don't know if you've eaten there, but it's in SM, and he's into ano to, yung mga chains of restaurants that are sort of Asian inspired or Thai inspired. So this is one of our field works. This is my classmate, my batchmate, the cute one here, second from the left. And after which, hang on, why am I not? Oh, there. So it also, I also had the chance to engage with and interview Chef Waya Wihangko. She owns Gourmet Gypsy, Gourmet Gypsy Art Cafe, or she's now she has now transferred her restaurant in Baguio. But we also tried to take a look at her restaurant operations and see how how efficient her operations are. So, but what's interesting about this restaurant was Chef Waya works with her advocacy is working with people with special needs and connecting with farmers. So it was also interesting, and it was also eye-opening, collaborating with her and working with her and discovering a lot of things about her operations. So okay, so that's the industry part. These pictures show me during my first international paper presentation. This was in Guangzhou, China. I had a chance my paper was accepted for a stand-up presentation in the 16th APAC conference. And this was the beginnings of my tamales research. And I must say that this experience was also, it was humbling, and it was also very insightful to share your, the beginnings of your research and get feedback from the academic community, industry people, not just local industry people, but the international community. And I would say that it made my thesis more more well-rounded. And this picture here, the set of pictures, this is my this was when we collaborated with local government unit, the local government unit of Alabat, Quezon. We had sort of a project with them, and this was still part of my master's journey. This was for a subject in facilities planning and design. We actually proposed, or we submitted our proposal to the mayor, the former mayor of Alabat here. And we made a proposal for a lodging facility and a restaurant facility that can be potentially built in the island of Alabat. And then it also brought us to Kaohsiung, Taiwan. And this was also part of the facilities planning and design course, because we also had a collaboration with some professors from the National Kaohsiung University for Science and Technology for their fish net. It's like it's how they grow their fish. Yung fish for yung what do you call that, for parang fish ponds. So because our concept for our feasibility study was more on the sustainability of the restaurant facility and the lodging facility. And of course, here, this was when I presented my initial findings for my tamales research. This was in Malaysia, at the University of Malaya in Malaysia. And finally, this last set of pictures, these were taken from my field work for my thesis. This was in Guagua, Pampanga, and the picture here on the upper left is a picture with the LGU, with the former mayor of Guagua. And these are pictures from the field. So, I don't know if you find, if you find these interesting, but for me, the journey was really, it changed my life, because I met a lot of people, and I'm thankful for the program. I'm really thankful that I decided to pursue a vertical, what do you call that? A vertical path of pursuing hospitality and hospitality management, and of course focusing on food and culture. And but along the way there were also challenges. I must admit that, because of course I was working while I was studying. It was quite challenging because the loading, the workload was, it can get to a point when you'd think you've had enough, but then everything falls into place. And then of course there's domestic life and other things that come along unexpectedly, but as I've said, things have a way of working out. Things have a way of falling into place, and everything is answered. Everything that you need is answered eventually. So, for the three potential applicants or potential MHRM students who are here, when you get in the program, and you've already started your journey, and you've come to a point when you already, you feel like, okay, I think I'm having too much on my plate. It's just you just have to keep on moving forward, no matter how slow, and since you're still starting, you're just about to start on your master's journey, um, take the plunge. So I guess that's what's more apt to say. Take the plunge and just take it one day at a time. And remember that difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So you just have to keep on believing. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Allison. I think we are now ready for our next speaker. So we have Chef Dang. Over to you, Chef.
All right. Good evening, everybody. No, first of all, I'd like to thank Professor Bailoses for this opportunity to speak. No, I'm here to share my experience in the master's program, hoping that it will be able to inspire and encourage those who are still contemplating and pursuing further studies. MHRI opened new doors for me. Currently, I am one of the lecturers of the department and a lecturer also in another university where I teach restaurant entrepreneurship students. So aside from career advancement, the program has really helped me tremendously in broadening my perspective. And most importantly, it helped me understand myself better. So reflecting back, I'd like to share with you 3 things that helped me survive grad school. First is perseverance. Allow me to use quotes from works of Dr. Seuss, if you're familiar with him, throughout the presentation. Dr. Seuss is a famed author and illustrator of children's books, which are sources of inspiration. He said, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So if you care so much about something, you persevere. Think about somebody you really like and you want the most important yes. Isn't it you'll try your very best? Ako, what did I care for? What was my motivation in pursuing higher studies? I cared for my personal growth so that I'd be able to teach better. I persevered. For you, no, what is important? Is it for work advancement, as there is higher possibility for a better future for for you and your family? Is it because you want to embark in this new and exciting territory, which is the hospitality industry? Or are you just passionate with what you do as it gives meaning to your being? Then let that passion guide you, as it has the power to contribute to the world. So the second factor that helped me get through was the support system that I was getting there. No? To quote, don't give up. I believe in you all. A person's a person, no matter how small. This was Horton speaking. No? By the way, Horton is an elephant. The main thing here is Dr. Seuss highlights the importance of supporting others. You need somebody who can call whenever things are difficult or you are struggling. That person can be your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or your other half. I was blessed because I became close to 2 of my batchmates. You need people who can tell you, kaya mo yan, okay lang yan, huwag mo nang pansinin. No, some days it was I who was saying those words to console. Some other days it was them. No, I was blessed also to have an advisor who believed and trusted me, and that was Dean Shirley. Without her support, it would have been difficult, but her trust was so empowering, which propelled me to just forge on. And lastly, curiosity. That's a third factor, curiosity. Dr. Seuss said in his book, I can read with my eyes shut. You'll miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. In masters, you'll be reading a lot. For me, it was a struggle initially because I'd been detached from the academic world for so long and my mind was not really in sync with the discipline. But I kept on reading until it came to a point that reading became a part of my life. aside from your core subjects, you have your electives. And that's where I met theorists like Marx and Foucault, two of the greatest but difficult thinkers to understand. Here's a tip though, no, if you want to make your life a bit easy. You'd be doing a lot of reporting, so always volunteer to report early as the topics become harder towards the end. Yun yung experience ko no. So today, I can say that these experiences have molded me to who I am as an educator and as a person. MHRM promises you this, no? It will give you more opportunities in life, and it's very possible to emerge as a better person. So in conclusion, think left and think right, and think low and think high. Oh, the things you can think up if only you try. Here it tells you to give MHRIM a chance to broaden your mind and enrich your life. So good luck and all the best. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. After our last speaker, we will try to, you know, process everything, no? But in the interest of time, of course, I would like to call on our last speaker, Lori.
Hi.
Thank you.
Okay, can you see my screen? Good evening to everyone. Yeah, it's already 6:30, so good evening. So thank you so much for inviting me in this MHRIM open house. So it will be a pleasure for me to be able to share my MHRIM journey to everyone. Okay, just a quick outline of my short presentation. So just a brief introduction later on, touch on purpose, balance, and some useful survival tips and growth. Okay, so I'm Lori. So I wear 3 hats. I'm a wife and a mother of 2. I'm currently a student of the program MHRIM. I'm on my last elective this SEM, and next SEM I'll be embarking in my thesis already, which I'm very excited about. So it's been since 2020 when I started, so I can't believe that it's already in the last stage, next SEM, thesis time. And then I'm also a hotelier by profession. So since 1996, I've been working in different hotels. So I'm full-time working in the sales and marketing department currently. So you can just imagine the balancing act that I would have to do to be able to balance family, my studies, and my work. But everything would boil down to the purpose. As what my other colleagues have asked you before, so what's really your purpose in embarking into this academic journey? So what is your goal? What is your purpose? And why are you enrolling in, why are you interested to take up MHRIM? And then where? I think our professors earlier already mentioned the reasons why that MIM in UP Diliman will be the best choice for you. And how would you be able to manage balancing the different responsibilities that you have? For me, I want to share with you that I have 3 goals why I took up MHRIM. When I was interviewed by the screening committee, I also had the same answer. I don't know if they still remember it. But first, is of course, because of career advancement. I've been in the hotel industry for the past more than 20 years. I know that having this under my belt would give me an edge over my colleagues, my contemporaries. So I know I'll be benefiting a lot from the learnings that I'll be getting with the different very experienced and highly qualified professors in UP. The second is, it's also my dream ever since to be able to join the academy in the future. It's like me, it's a way of giving back to the institution that has molded me into where I am now. So it's also one of my reasons. And third option also in the future would be if I opt to take, let's say, join the government sector, if I would want to venture into joining the Department of Tourism. So at least I have the learnings that I need to be able to pursue whatever goal I would want in the future. But COVID-19 pandemic happened in 2020. So because of this, was it really an opportunity for me? Because ever since I graduated and worked, I've always wanted to pursue further studies. But because of the demands of work, I couldn't do it. But with the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, it became a gateway for me to think na, okay, with the lockdown, there will be online classes. So it would be easier for me to pursue this because I don't need to travel from Ortigas, where I work, to UP Diliman for my classes. So I said, oh, this could work. And after the pandemic improved, there was hybrid setup, which also works for me. Because with this setup, I could still manage my time because the classes would entail some face-to-face classes and then some online classes still. So I said, this is still good. So this is me. This is actually the very first shot of myself when I started my online classes. So what I needed lang was a laptop, a quiet area, earphones, and good to go. But this is also the picture of the first online I think orientation that we had. So you can see here the different professors that you also saw earlier, and some of my classmates and some of the graduate students as well. And then these are some of the classes that I've had with some of my professors in Sir G, with Sir Vlad over here, and then my classmates. Actually, if you would see, we were around 8 on the average for the classes, but in my batch, we were only 4. And out of the 4, 3 of us continued, and then one had the leave of absence, but is still contemplating on going back. Yeah, this another online classes that we had. So, may picture taking pa rin kahit online classes kami. Next is the importance of balance. So I think it was already discussed earlier, but that time management is really important for you to be able to fulfill your duties and also your studies. But first, you have to be very realistic. The program is for 2.5 years if it's full-time. But for working people like me, it would take longer than that. I think Allison took 5 years, 4 or 5 years. I think for me around that time as well. Because instead of taking 3 subjects per sem, I only could manage to take 2 subjects at the maximum. So one would be on a Saturday, and the other subject would be, let's say, on a weekday, and I would just arrange with my GM, general manager, that I will be offsetting, changing time on that day where I have a class, so that I could be online at 5:30 or 5 o'clock. So you just have to be realistic and see what could really work for you. Because remember, it's not a race, because you should go at your own pace. So don't burden yourself with overloading yourself and really panicking in how you're able to do your school tasks and then do your work and also fulfill your family duties. So in fact, I remember there are also SEMs where I only had 1 subject because it was really the busy season in the hotel. And I said, I'll just take 1 subject this time so that I could still fulfill my responsibilities at work. Next is no to procrastination. So in my first SEM in 2020, I was also adjusting still in terms of the research papers that I have to do and to submit. So you really have to plan ahead. It's my favorite saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you really have to set aside a time, a schedule, and try to stick to it so that you're able to do things na bite-size and it doesn't overwhelm you. And then also know your priorities. So there are times when you have to sacrifice some things, but it's for a purpose naman. And you also just have to reward yourself if ever you're able to accomplish something, so that you don't feel so deprived also when you need to accomplish some very heavy tasks. So next is the MHRIM survival tips. First is share, participate, and learn. It's so interesting that in the master's program, you're able to deal with different classmates with different backgrounds. Like in my batch, I had someone is working in Ateneo in the Cordon Bleu, another was in Burger King, and another was in a bank, and in the BPI. So it's very nice to get insights during your class discussions because you're able to share your experiences and relate it to the lesson, and you participate and you also learn. And there are also some group projects that you have to do, not just individual ones. So the interaction there is also very dynamic and very interesting. And the number 2 tip is know what works for you. So in my first semester also, I tended to really sit down, work long hours, and pull an all-night turn. But it's also not good because um, something would be suffering if that's the case. So you tend to lose sleep, and then it affects your physical well-being the next day. So in time, I was able to adapt to a certain study style that works for me. If you know the Pomodoro style, I learned it from my daughter. She said that you have to set a time. Like, let's say you work for 25 minutes, then you set a time, an alarm for you to rest for 5 minutes, and then work again. So just know what would work for you, what would make you go and accomplish more with whatever style that would work. Number 3 is also have a support system. So I think for this, it was also mentioned earlier that it would be good to have a family that would be supportive of you, friends who would be there to also give you the motivation to cheer you on, to not give up, and also your classmates and your teachers. In my case, I'm very lucky to have a very supportive family. When I have a class, my husband would already set up my table to ensure that the charger is nakasaksak na yan, and then he would also make sure that I have all the things that I need on my table. And if ever I just need anything during the class, I would just have to text him, and he will be there to assist me. So those small things could really, make you do more things and feel the motivation and inspiration to do what you have to do. And then lastly, you should also celebrate milestones. So in terms of milestone, I'm talking here about if you're able to finish a paper, celebrate. Reward yourself with whatever makes you happy. Have an ice cream, go for a drink, just so you're able to celebrate and savor the feeling that you're able to accomplish something. And then next is the growth. So as you can see, these are taken in UP when we had the face-to-face classes. So it's really very enriching. It's a different experience if you're online and if you're also online. So here I was able to have the experience to have classes with Ma'am Tumanan, with Dean Shirley, with Ma'am Florendo here. So in our classes here, there are cases wherein you're going also to be joining a class with students who are taking up FLCD, fashion, clothing tech, even food tech, nutrition. So the mix is also good in some of the subjects that we're able to learn from them. And here also, this is also with the different professors when we join the competition. So it's also a very nice experience to prepare with them, to bond with them and exchange ideas with them. So this is the Asia, this is the APTA 2021, the Asia Pacific Tourism Association presentation wherein we were able to present our paper as a group, our meta-analysis on work-life balance in the time of pandemic. So it was the first time for us to join an international conference. So this is also very memorable for me. And this at the bottom is when we joined an STR competition. So also with Lars and some undergraduate students as well. So overall, I just have to share that my experience in UP was really very transformative. It made me have a deeper appreciation of the industry that I'm in because of the comprehensive curriculum that the program MHRIM offers. So somehow I felt the strong commitment to really do my best, make a difference, and also ensure that the learnings that I have had in terms of ethical practices are also put into practice. So I hope that the 3 potential applicants would be able to decide and really go for it and pursue this academic journey, because I tell you, it is a very worthwhile experience to embark on, and you would be learning along the way, and I'm sure it would also help you in whatever career options you may have in the future. And just to end my presentation, just a quote from Sebastian Bazan. He is the chairman and CEO of Accor, because I'm from working in a hotel managed by Accor. Let's break new ground wherever we are, driving change towards positive hospitality. So breaking new ground means being a pioneer, innovating, and acting as a leader. And I'm very, very sure that the MHRIM would be helping you achieve whatever you want as a leader in whatever industry you're going to be in. Thank you.
Well, thank you. At this point, may I ask everybody here on Zoom to please give our round warm of applause, virtual applause to our three speakers. To Allison, round of applause or heart, mag-react lang tayo. Thank you so much to our speakers, Allison, Chef Dang, and then Lori. So, in summary, probably they talked. Thank you for your sharing.
Thank you very much, everybody, for sharing your...
Yeah.
Ayan, bumalik ka na, Ma'am Mat.
Yes.
Naririnig
Thank you.
kita sa kabilang kwarto eh.
Thank you, thank you. So again, those are very inspiring, encouraging, insightful words, and thank you for some ponderables and tips, even survival, as Lori termed it. Now, at this point, maybe we can turn on our camera, and it's our time to see one another, including, yes, our three guest potential applicants, because we know there are things, having listened to everything, right? From the sharing, the admission entry requirements, the curriculum, and the profile or the kind of faculty that we have in the department. We are sure that you have so many things routing into your mind, and it's now the time to ask whatever questions you may have, and we will try to address each as much as simple as we can. So maybe as you ask question, maybe you can introduce yourself in brief. Carlene, Nia, and who else did I miss? Nawala na yung isa, no? Kanina tatlo kayo, and Marie Joanne. So do you have any questions for us? And maybe before you raise, maybe you can just introduce yourself in brief to us. Thank you.
And
Who wants to start?
Rona Tamayo.
Oh, Rona. Okay. I see Carlene raising her hand. Hello, Carlene. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, you might hear some background music right now. I'm in a cafe. So I'm Carlene. I currently took off a break in the hospitality industry, but I'm still in the customer service. But I've worked with hotels, specifically in front office department for over 12 years. Actually, I'm also from Accor, Miss Lori, from Novotel specifically. My last position there was in the executive lounge just last year. Yeah. But right now in a customer service, I'm actually working in IDP IELTS as of now. So I have the time to do this since it's really hard to find time studying if I'm working in the operations. So actually my question is because I've been detached so long in the academic world, can you give some insights or tips of what we're going to prepare in the panel interview, in the essay, and the exam?
I would like to
Thank you.
share, I would like to give my colleagues the opportunity to answer that question. Anyone? Beth would, okay, Beth, you have to unmute. Thank you.
Okay, so what are you going to prepare for the interview? Of course, you have to be yourself. And what are your intent? Why do you want to take up a MHRIM? You have to really give us your plan. No, how serious are you with MHRIM? Of course, we're going to ask some questions about your background and your plans. Then for the essay, it is something that the the topic is something like spontaneous, but it's about a national issue, or it could be about the hospitality. Mom Lori probably would still remember that question. Then for the exam, it is something that we'd like to know about your background on finance, on accounting, on the education that you had during college or your work experiences. So it will help, of course. If you're graduate of business or hotel and restaurant management, um, take a brief review of those things, the concepts, because previously we had a seminar on a quick seminar on this, but now it's more on the stock knowledge that you have, no? So that's it for the things that you have to prepare. Probably Professor Guerrero can add to that if he wants to, but basically that's the thing that you have to prepare.
No additionals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. As I see na lang here on the gallery, Mia, would you like to say something, or do you have any other question for us?
I have no questions right now, but I am a graduate of UP Diliman, HRA. Medyo kabatch ko si Lori actually. And then si Miss Sigurly, naka-work ko siya sa Chili's. Like what I was saying nga kanina kay Lori, I'll think about it kasi currently I'm with Vikings Group and medyo hectic ang schedule. We're opening several branches this year. So if I'll find time actually. So I really need to think about it. Baka mahirapan ako, hirap mag-balance. But I really would want to join the course, the masteral, this one. I would like to really be able to study again.
Thank you, Miss Mia, for that. When I was taking up my MBA, I was working with Jollibee. I was in operations, and I'm taking the MBA, the university BA in the College of Business Administration, now the Virata School of Business. I know how hard it is, especially if you are in operations. But as mentioned by our speakers, it's the support system. It's really the determination to be able to finish the course. So when I was doing my, I'm just sharing that because I really want to teach after, or I really want to. That's my dream. So, but the MBA or my master's did not only help me in teaching, but also when I went back to hospitality, I took a 1 year stint at the Jollibee Foods Corporation in USA. It was having finished my MBA was a plus factor for me, because we know that in the workplace, or in our workplace, no, we know how to do it, but the theoretical part, I learned it from my master. I think Miss Lori would agree with me that we know how to do it, but the theoretical part of it, ganun pala yun, kaya pala tinuturo yun. Yun yung ano eh. So, but of course, sabi nga, we all have our priorities, and I hope master's graduate course would be one for you. Thank you, Mia.
Okay, now it's your turn, Marie. Good evening.
Hello, good evening po. I just want to clarify something kaninang sinabi ni Ma'am Bailosis, that because I read in the website that if your undergraduate is not related to HRIM, you have to go attend a seminar prior to taking the test. So, ibig sabihin, wala na po yun. Hindi na po, wala na pong seminar. Tama
Wala
po.
ng seminar, but then we made our exam more or less that even if you are not a graduate of HRM or HRIM, you can still have a grasp, or you can still answer you can still answer the questions.
Okay, sige po. Thank you. That's all.
Have any question here sa chat? Nope, I don't see any. So that's all. Wala nang questions, or you need time to, reflect really and absorb everything that has been provided to you within the past an hour or so. So wala na bang question from the three? Okay, for the HRM faculty, have anything to say probably? Let's end 7 o'clock kasi 6:54, sayang naman, baka meron pa kayong gustong i-add or some, I don't know, advice for the three applicants. Kakayanin mo yan, sabi ni Girlie. Naman. Anyone?
Miss Lar is taking her master, and she's in the thesis stage. Would you like to share something, Miss Lar?
Hi, good evening. I'm Lar. I'm in my thesis stage, like what Ma'am Beth mentioned. Well, I don't have anything to add to the speakers earlier were really parang their sharing was really parang even if I'm already in the program, if I'm when I listen to them, parang wow, ang sarap pala mag-masters in MHRIM. And um maybe one thing that I can share, because I'm already in my thesis stage, I dreaded research before. Well, that was before. Because in my undergraduate, we didn't really have a thesis class. We had a research methods. Well, just the background, my undergraduate program was also BSHRIM here in UP, just like Ma'am Allison earlier. Um, Yun, so I didn't have research experience. I was in the industry. I was in the marketing department of Krispy Kreme, and parang we don't really have research there. Well, we have market research, although it's not as theoretical as what we are having in our class and what we would be publishing in our research. Yeah. Well, throughout my career throughout my stay in the program, how to um I've learned a lot how to really love research, the rigors of preparing a research article, a research topic at the minimum. And I'm really thankful for the help of my fa- uh my professors, especially my thesis advisor, Ma'am Delia Toma Cruz. Yun, she has really helped me a lot with my research interest, even though I really had a hard time pointing out ano ba yung magiging topic ko. My topic, by the way, is ethnography. I'm studying social media. Um, yeah, uh, not a lot of people are studying social media. At least, parang medyo bago na kasi. Parang siguro the millennial generation or the Gen Xers or especially the Gen Zs would be very interested in social media. So that's where um that's where I focused. Yun. So if you are also contemplating on what your study would be about, look at where you are right now, your current interests, your current career path, yun. And maybe that's when from there you would come up with the topics of interest. And parang because it's your passion, you would be so determined to really pursue that kind of research. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Lar. Down to the last 2 minutes. Anyone pa who would like to add on great insights? Marami pong salamat, Marie. You're welcome. Maybe just to, in closing, kung wala ng questions, again, we will upload this recording to YouTube. And so again, you can watch, especially Carly, and Marie and Mia. We look forward to having you, to have you in the department, MHRIM. And we also hope that you will spread the word now that you have attended this virtual open day. We hope that you could also share what you learned and inspire also others to try. And then we'll see. You will have to go through the process anyway, right? And yeah, so that's it for us for now. And maybe for the last minute, may we request everyone to please turn on your camera, and we will have a group picture. And if you don't mind, Carling, and Mia, and Marie, we will, kung okay lang sa inyo, i-upload namin tong pictures, no, kasama ng video. Okay lang ba? We have to seek your consent, your permission for that. All right? Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
po, bye.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. O, sige. Magsisnipping tool lang tayo. Sandali. Sorry. Okay. So, on a count of 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Thank you very much. Isa-save ko lang po ito.
Okay, you gave us your email address. So we have your email address. So we'll also send you the link for the things that I've discussed earlier. I know it's hard to memorize all those links. So we'll just send it to you. Thank you and have a good evening.